Oh man, who am I here with? What's going on, guy? Kevin. Yeah. How you doing? So what's going on here today? We're at Restoration Plaza. I see there's a lot of activity going on here.
Sure. There are lots of activities today. There's a State Comptroller, Thomas Napoli. It's going to be on premises. There's a jazz function as well. I don't recall exactly the title. And there's another event occurring inside the restoration premises.
So what is your role here in Restoration Plaza? I see you're dressed in your business attire all the time. Yeah.
How you doing?
This guy is just
How are you?
doing well. Sure.
Okay, so you're short.
Yeah, you're in your business attire. What is your role? What are you to? Business, finance, engineering, what?
Well, I'm actually finance. I was past. I played a role in the financial industry. I was a compliance officer in Wall Street. Now the restoration. I'm extending my services as a business advisor at the Restoration Brooklyn Business Center.
Now, for the young people that are out there looking to enroll in a university, what type of major is this, or what type of degree can they earn from your field?
Well, in terms of the university, at this present moment, there's an intricacy and there's a demand. I wouldn't necessarily say demand, but I've been paying attention that the younger generations are pursuing entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Which is not necessarily a degree, but it's very important to have the academic background or foundation.
Sure.
In this case, accounting, finance, to be able to know the intricacies of business and how to take care of your day-to-day responsibilities.
Yes, because I noticed that when you're dealing with business, you got to deal with the general ledger and balancing the books.
Sure, definitely.
You want to stay in the red, or obviously you don't want to be in the red, right? You want to be in the black, right?
You have to know.
I mean, how does that work? The balance.
Actually, those are the things that you have to know. In my case, I'm very fortunate to have had the exposure in terms of accounting. That was able to gather knowledge in terms of understanding asset, liabilities, and the distinction between owners' equities, and to know how to pretty much move things forward.
Yes.
Onward and upward. So those are the things that I was able to gather through academics, as I said previously, accounting, finance, and combining all of those things in terms of entrepreneurship, where the ability of identifying a need and presenting that need to the product, to the public, or to a community that is in need of a particular service or goods or services. So those are the things that one should be able to identify, and that comes with a special ability, in this case entrepreneurship, to be able to build that product or services that will now serve and meet the need of a community, which will extend the reward. In this case, reward could be financial, financial reward, or personal reward in terms of gratification for what one is doing to the community.
Now we got about 2 more minutes, right? Now let's go into your background, right? Because I spoke to you the last time, and you played basketball in Panama. How old were you when you came up here? And what role does organizational communication play as on a team? Because I know you played ball.
Yeah, I did play basketball. I was very fortunate. Basketball encouraged so many values. In this case, teamwork.
That's right.
Collective teamwork, which is definitely important.
Yes.
Build a togetherness. Was able to build a camaraderie.
Yes,
definitely.
Right.
Which is definitely.
And trust, right? You need trust, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
And that comes with consistency.
Yes.
It's not something that happens, that occurs overnight.
Right.
For example, being in a situation where pressure situation, where you will be able to see person's reaction or response to a given event, and that's how trust is built. And from a sports, in this case basketball, that's how I was able to, gain trust in my teammates at the time, and now in the business environment, business arena, trust based in interaction and seeing people's response in a given task.
So do curriculum vitae or resumes come across your desk at times? Are you looking for moral integrity? Is that important? Moral integrity.
Of course, moral integrity plays a key factor. Integrity, because that's You're dealing about, for example, someone who's seeking access to capital.
Yes.
Where the person may gain a loan. You want to know if the person is in a position based on this moral compass, if that person will definitely respond, let's say, to a loan that is extended to a person.
Yes.
What I see and what comes across our area in terms of business centers, a lot of business plans that we have to review on a consistent basis. Ideas where they're trying to see how the idea will fit in, that will now create that business structure, corporate formation, all the legalities, the legal implications, the legal requirements to move a business forward, to start a business. In addition to starting the business, access to capital, streamlining the actual product or services, make it more effective, more efficient that will be able to meet the need of a community. So there's so many things that we have to deal with.
Because you mentioned entrepreneurship now for perhaps a young person. Now, would you suggest to them to create a nonprofit organization? Is there an advantage to that?
Well, actually, a nonprofit organization serves a different purpose. Where most entrepreneurs, they're seeking for-profit.
Right.
For-profit.
Right.
Reward-based in efforts.
Yes.
A nonprofit organization is seeking actually grants, which is good if they have a given idea, which they want to support a community, which they are not. Their goal is not profit oriented.
Right.
That is good in terms of nonprofit organization. But in terms of entrepreneurship, hardcore entrepreneurs are seeking bottom line reward of effort or reward of investment. So it's pretty much
So the key in business is reinvestment. Huh? Reinvest back into yourself.
well, there's so many factors in terms of business. It's not necessarily one, but several components.
Right.
One, identifying a need,
Right.
positioning that need within the community.
Right.
But a key aspect in terms of business and building a business is support system,
Got it.
a network that will support or nurture that business as in formation. And the key in terms of once that business is self-sustained or established is to be able to reinvest within the community. Sort of a social connection, where in this case the business owner or the entrepreneur will have that consciousness or mindset of social obligation that serves the win-win.
So it's sort of like a mixture between economics and the political system, like social capitalism, perhaps?
I wouldn't say that. I'm not going. Don't put word in my mouth. No, thank you. Hello, sir. Hi. Sure.
Hi, how are you? Okay, so
Not necessarily.
okay. My interpretation was wrong.
However, everyone, if we pay close attention to successful business owners,
Right.
there's always a connection in terms of philanthropy or philanthropic.
Keyword, like the Kennedys, right? We're at Restoration Plaza, as I understand it, the Kennedys own this.
Actually, no, not on. They were a key.
Oh,
They were key in putting it together.
nice.
Jacob Javits and Kennedy at the time,
Okay.
where they were senators,
Right.
and they were able to pretty much work together in terms of putting restoration, identifying the need of the community,
Right.
and they were able to move forward in terms of putting something which is over 50 plus years, 52 if I'm not
that's
mistaken.
incredible.
So,
All right, this is Professor McAllister, and I'm here with, who am I here
Kevin
with?
Edwards.
And your role.
Kevin Edwards, Brooklyn Business Advisor at the Brooklyn Business Center, Restoration Corporation.
Thanks for the interview, Kevin. Thank you very much. I wish you well.
Thanks.
All right. You look very scholastic. This is Professor McAllister. I've been doing this for about 20 years now, so it's time for me to like hang it up and find something else to do. Who am I here with?
You're here with Danielle Jones, who's the regional rep for New York State Comptroller Thomas Napoli.
Yes. So I see that you were quite busy behind the scenes. What are some of the things that go into planning this?
Absolutely. So this is our 5th year for the Caribbean Heritage Reception held by the State Comptroller. And again, it's a celebration of Caribbean heritage, but behind the scene it takes a lot of planning. We want to encompass what our culture is. We want to show the Comptroller and also our colleagues and those who we're honoring what it's like to be Caribbean, so to speak, right? So we're having some Caribbean food. We picked some great honorees. We have some great guests here. The setup here for Restoration has been amazing. The staff has been so helpful, and so we just wanted to make sure the space is conducive and welcoming to all.
So is this like an extra leg in terms of the African American or African Caribbean parade that happens on Labor Day in September? It's usually big here in Brooklyn.
Absolutely. The Labor Day parade held by Wadaka is amazing. That gets thousands and thousands of people. And while we're not necessarily an extra leg, Caribbean Heritage Month, June, this is the 14th year for this. It's enacted by Congress. It's been started by one of our fellow Congresswomen, and so we continue Caribbean heritage throughout June, and then again in September here in Brooklyn.
Because as I understand it, historically, the African Caribbean parade has been going on since the 60s.
Absolutely, it started in Harlem, right, and then it moved to Brooklyn, and it continues to grow. We're one people. We know where we came from.
Yeah, because I was raised in Crown Heights,
Right.
so it happened right there on the Parkway.
Yes.
But I'm also Jamaican Panamanian.
Ah, welcome. Okay.
What is your background, your heritage?
My heritage is Bajan and Jamaican.
Oh, you're Bayesian.
Yeah, Bajan girl.
Okay. So
So for our Bajan folks that are here for us for Caribbean heritage,
Yeah.
we have some fish cakes. In Jamaica, they call them fritas, don't?
Right.
For some Trinidadian folks, we have some doubles, some pilori.
Right.
And for everyone else who loves our Caribbean food, we have patties from Golden Crust, which is a great Caribbean restaurant, one of the only franchises within the Caribbean, including held by Lua Hawthorne, who unfortunately passed away. And so we have some patties here. We have rice and peas, of course. We have jerk chicken. So we have the taste of the Caribbean here at
let
the
me ask you
center.
something. I hope you didn't forget the bread pudding.
You know what bread pudding? We have carrot cake and we have pineapple coconut cake.
Okay.
So we're trying to celebrate as many islands
Well,
as
I'm
we
pretty
can.
sure the old timers that are transitioning on, they really forgot.
Yeah, indeed.
Right? And then there's something else too that is like pork, and then you have to dig it from the inside. What is that called again?
We don't have pork here at this particular event.
Yeah.
But if you are from certain islands, they're heavy in pork. We're not.
Right. Well, it's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, Professor. I thank you. I thank you for your interest and
Keep up the good work. No, let me ask you one
Yeah,
more thing. Right?
sure.
Being that I'm an educator, I'm a career builder for the
Yes.
last 20 years. Right? What is a recommendation for colleges and job promotion? What is your educational background?
all right, so I have a bachelor's degree in criminology, a minor in sociology,
Okay.
and also I hold a master's degree from Metropolitan College of New York, where I'm also an adjunct professor there.
Oh,
as
you got a
well.
call coming in. So
I
that means
do
that
have a
you
call.
can
You see how
also
busy
teach.
it is. Yes, I
Very good.
do.
All right, so we'll end it here. Take
Yes,
the
we
call.
will. Thanks again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.